Okay, we are back on after this entire radio program. And of course, coming up shortly, I'll talk to Editor Chokon Wepu, who recently returned to the country from Senegal after covering an ECOWAS function. He will tell us more about that function. He's right here in studio. I will talk to Joseph Boy Cooper, the acting deputy head of the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission. We're told the El Triple RSC is doing something. Philip Fale is the head of communication at LEC. We'll talk to him about LEC's recently concluded strategic retreat. What is it all about? So these are the lineup coming up shortly. Okay, we'll bring down the music. Before we begin the conversation with Chokon Wepu, when the Centaur radio program was on, I was sitting in the office and I came across a video that was posted by one Jala Aloysius that there is a situation that was happening this morning at the Star Base Coast Guard Hospital over there. There is an alleged, quote unquote, rabies patient who was taken there, and as a result of that, I don't know, something happened. He posted a video. You see all the patients out of the hospital. So I went into his inbox and graciously he sent me his number, and so he's on this line. I want him to explain exactly what was happening there. Aloysius, I'd like to say thank you for joining us and being so generous enough to send me your number. How are you?
I'm trying. Clarence.
Okay, Aloysius. I was just watching the video you posted. What's happening?
So we did diagnose mobile patient within in our war. And then unfortunately yesterday they brought in this patient, which is actually been according to the information I gathered, that it has been 2 months since the dog bit this guy, and then so they took him, then they brought him here. And then this is very big, Clarence. So at least you shouldn't have put him to where you have the mobile. At least you should have put him to another ward where he's one. You should at least absolutely inform the mobile patient,
Mm-hmm.
and putting him amongst us. So yesterday, immediately I think about 10 p.m. he started barking like a real dog. So I was asleep, and then I had my roommate woke me up. He said, "Chala, are you listening to that dog barking?" So and then when I hit him, I said, like real dog. And then later on, the disruption continues. The guy went on to start bursting the glass door, went in the other place, fucked up the whole lot, and we tried calling the nurses, there was nobody around, I contacted nobody around, and our left was irate at that moment. And but to ask for help, and that's how we decided to go live with it. At least they can catch our attention on that, so we get immediate help. It was because we were smoking.
Wow. So in other words, he was not isolated. He was mixed with the other patients. Oh, the network is terrible. Jala, are you there? Hello, hello, Jala.
Yes, yeah,
So,
yeah,
so, so I'm saying, in other words, he was not isolated. Instead, he was placed in the same room with the other patients.
no, no, no. He was just saying absolutely. He was brought into the with us, the other
So,
patients.
where is he now, and how is the situation now?
They managed to grab him because the compound last night, or this morning, and then he ran into the community. So the doctor came, and then alongside with the nurse, they grabbed him and brought him back to the wall. But I'm told that since this morning I came in my room, I haven't gone out yet, so I'm still inside. But I'm told that his own temper in his work currently he's.
So they try now to contain him. So so the video I saw from you, the other patients were they leaving their beds and leaving their different rooms. Is everybody in? Is everybody in? Everybody going back?
Yes, yes. Yes, all of the patients gone back in the room.
Okay.
All of the patients gone back in the room and other things, at least all the patients gone back in the room and then things have been under control a bit.
Okay,
But
thank you.
at first it was a real messy stuff. So for now things have been under control and but it's not stay in warrior. So,
Okay, Jala. Thank you, Jala. You have my number. Let us know if anything goes wrong again. Thank you so much.
okay.
By the way, who's operating that facility? I think he's gone. The coast, the facility is the one. He said, where is this facility? Let me see. He said, let me see. The one meaning, Trocon, we coming to you very shortly. The Star Base Coast Guard Hospital is in Beaumont. Is at Beaumont Bridge. I don't know who's operating, but thank you. He says the guy is a rabies patient. They carry the guy up there, and the guy was backing like a dog. Have you had that experience before? Trocon, welcome.
Thank you, Clarence.
I usually can just hear that thing like somebody can
I've
be
never, but there's been practical display of that by health practitioners who quite clearly lectured about how it treats people. It's a whole terrible thing.
Even in the video, you can hear the person backing like a real dog.
It's
yeah.
a whole, terrible thing, and I feel for that patient. And I hope they take control. If not, they take him to a better hospital before it's late.
Yeah, absolutely. Trocon, welcome back home. You've been out of here for a little over a week now. Thank God you're back home. I know I briefly spoke to you on the phone, but that you are here, it was good to hear from you again. What was the purpose of that trip?
Well, to begin with, Clarence, it was a trip of misfeelings. I've flew from here to Dakar. The first was we were anticipated to fly through Accra to Lomé, Togo, and then Dakar, Senegal. Unfortunately for us, we got to the airport and escort told us they were taking us to Abidjan.
They see Aska.
Yeah, so it makes our trip very long, boring. We got to Abidjan to Accra to Lomé, and then we were in Dakar, Senegal at the airport around 6 o'clock, 6:15. We should have reached there by 4, but because of the delay and the transit, and so we have to reach around 6:30, Clarence. I spent 4 hours at the airport trying to locate my baggage. I couldn't get my luggage. I couldn't get my things that I needed to use for the trip, and it was so frustrating. So I didn't get my luggage until Thursday, and I've gone for a week-long program. So just know how embarrassing it was, and I have to spend my own money to get clothes.
But our own money is supposed to spend.
I mean, it should be at the expense because they.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just pulling your leg.
Yeah, so it was a very terrible experience on the other hand, but on the overall, Clarence, it was a good meeting. So the ECOWAS Parliament Committee, that's a joint committee on education, science, and cultural health. And the committee on telecommunications and information technology. Members of that committee had conversion, Dakar, Senegal, and the purpose, Clarence, was to, advance ECOWAS strategic focus on e-tech and innovation. E-tech is education technology.
Okay.
So it is no secret that the entire world now, except for African countries like ours, with not huge budgetary support and infrastructure, the entire world is moving towards innovation, technology, and just smart work all over the place, Clarence. So science is the backbone of that. So the lawmakers of that committee had gathered in Dakar, Senegal to have a conversation on how Africa can incorporate not just Africa but West Africa, because it's a sub-region bloc. How we as West Africans can incorporate education technology into our schools, whether we're talking about secondary, we're talking about primary, we're talking about tertiary. So that was the focus of the conversation, and it began on the 30th of June and we concluded on the 4th of July 2025. So there's a whole report arising from that, and I'm going to summarize that as we go along with some of what you want to know.
Yeah.
And Liberia's only representative there was District's representative Samuel Ennis, and it was a committee of lawmakers from different countries who, if I may say, are knowledgeable about what they've come to do, because the way the discussion flow, the way the experts spoke, the line of questioning to the experts, and then their own report, the release and the recommendation therein, tell you that, whether they are going to implement them is another thing, but it tells you that these people were knowledgeable and intentional for what
About
they've
what
come
was
to
it?
do. Yes.
I'm concerned about some of the things that came up, for example.
Yeah, so the thing about education technology, Clarence, you need facility. That's one. You need smart classrooms, which is part of the facility we're talking about. You need internet. You need whether it is solar or what kind of energy you need them. You need equipment to have these things done. So the discussion over there was centered around how can West Africa begin doing this. There is this Malabo Declaration that talk about countries on the continent. I think out of Malabo or somewhere, remitting 20% of the budgetary allotment to education. No country on the African continent, as per our research, has been able to reach, in West Africa has been able to reach a 20% benchmark. For example, our budget is 800 million. So 20% of that 800 million, according to that declaration, should go towards education. So that money or that budgetary allotment is what they're trying to push for. And it could be used to improve schools in rural and urban areas. So we're talking about smart classroom, we are talking about technology, we are talking about how people can use internet, especially AI, artificial intelligence, to innovate. Clarence, millions of people consult ChatGPT on a daily basis, even including me, which is not a wrong thing to do. But the way it is being, profit in our country and the way people see it, Clarence, you can do a very beautiful write-up, do your work, and then consult ChatGPT to help you structure grammar and edit, which is not wrong. Sometimes AI contribution into that writing is just 1 or 2%, and you take 98% credit of that writing. And we cannot isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. The people who brought about education, who brought about ABC, are consulting ChatGPT and AI to do some of the best work they're doing. And what they're doing, what our discussion was also focusing on, Clarence, is this is not just going to be only education alone. Our hospitals will have to be smart hospitals.
Yeah.
Our equipment we are using, our doctors, our nurses will have to consult these new innovative technological tools to be able to be very fast. There's the rate of a doctor in the US and in the European Union countries working faster is greater than the rate of a doctor in Africa who's not technologically equipped working. So if somebody's supposed to do a C-section, that doctor consults AI, he's been, just fast. And that's how they want to do our things in Africa.
That's correct.
But it needs funding. And that was the code of everything. So what the committee will do is to make recommendations to the plenary of the ECOWAS Parliament. Then the plenary of the ECOWAS Parliament will now communicate to the different governments through the heads of states.
The heads of state. Yes,
And
you are right. You are right. It is called the Malabo Declaration.
Yes, the Malabo
It's
Declaration.
a set of it's a set of goals that were adopted by heads of state in 2014 in Equatorial Guinea. Yeah, the Malabo Declaration. Okay, talking about generally, if you were summarizing the coverage and by the way, did you see your colleague, Augustine Bill Colley? Did you see Gus?
You know, the work we do is a very basic work. Apparently, before my getting to Dakar, Senegal, Augustine may have had some
The
very
man,
hectic
yeah.
assignment. You know, he's an international journalist now, so
The man, the man is producing.
Yes,
The
but yeah.
man is producing a radio program now.
yes,
you
take
know.
the lead. That's
Yeah.
a very good
Yeah,
program.
take
It
the
has
lead.
to do with
Yeah.
the same technology.
And I'm so
discusses
proud of Augustine
entrepreneurship.
Bill
Oh, yes.
Colley.
Augustine,
An OKFM product. I'm so very bigly proud about it. You know.
Clarence, we do not know the strength we carry until
Of what we do, yeah.
we are out. I was one of 7 to us international journalists that went to Senegal, and then there were local journalists. And while programs were ongoing, I was sending back stories, doing reporting. People were looking at me as if to say the thing I was doing, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because
It looks strange.
yes,
sometimes.
we have to put our best to it. And Liberians, I don't want to blow the trumpet that we are smart, but at least we are able to catch up with time.
Yeah.
But the opportunities are not there. Imagine if we have the University of Liberia being fully digitized. We have some of the schools around here being fully digitized, and our people are into innovation and technology and doing this smart work and everything. There's a likelihood of even agriculture productivity, Clarence. People are now using innovations and technology
That's good.
to do agriculture. The same AI we are taking for granted in Liberia, countries around the world, even including the Chinese that were doing some other, form of agriculture, are now using artificial intelligence to upgrade the work they do, and it is 10 times faster than some of what we were using before. So in these recommendations, what stood up in the recommendation is that we make all of the proposal. We ask these our partners to help. But our governments must be able to stand and honor the Malabo Declaration.
Yeah,
Under the
absolutely.
Malabo Declaration, for instance, if Liberia have a budget of $800 million US dollar, the declaration says 20% of that funding should go to education. That's what the committee is pushing for. And Clarence, when it happens, we are going to grow the next young leaders who are not just going to be just ordinary Liberians, but they are going to catch up with times as it relates to global activities. Now, if you ask some very high school students here in this country, Clarence, to just boot a computer, they don't know. Their counterparts in other countries have passed that stage.
Yeah.
That is why we have to fight the wars. And
We have a whole lot
yes,
of everything.
It needs
we look forward
commitment.
to a future where it needs commitment, it needs the resources, and all these
Political
kinds of
will
political
from
will.
our leaders.
Thank you very much, Choka. Thank you so much. By the way, do we still have the Weed Nation? Sam Vincent left the
Yeah.
legislature.
So,
As
you know, I hosted,
as the proper name.
you know, I hosted Vincent a couple of weeks ago
Yeah.
before he returned to England. I think he's back. And I was asking him, the current lawmaker has said the place is not called Nation any longer.
Yeah.
And Vincent proposed, and I asked Vincent, whatever it is still Weed Nation, but it is caught between the politicians and not.
Thank you.
Another politician.
Our news editor here, Chokon Wepo, fresh from Dakar, Senegal, was talking to us about his experience covering an ECOWAS function. And two of our reporters will leave the country soon for one other country to participate in the training. We'll let you know about that when the time comes. But we want to know more about the Liberia Electricity Corporation's retreat recently. Philip Farley is the man on top of communication at the LEC. He's on our line. Philip, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence, and a pleasant good morning to those on our voices this morning and to our valued customers. And good morning, Liberia.
Good morning, Philip. How is the LEC, by the way?
Yes, so Clarence, let me hasten to state firstly that LEC at the moment is experiencing tremendous reforms. It is a new era here at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. And this new era is also impacting electricity supply performance, which is visible, which is tangible. And, we have reduced power outages and load shedding significantly, Clarence.
And this is as a result of having a collaborative, meticulous, and strategic leadership, which we are experiencing under the stewardship of our acting managing director, Honorable Mohammed Sharif, and his team of deputies. So yes, here we are doing significantly well, and it is a new day here at the Liberia Electricity Corporation.
Okay, Philip, thank you. Good to know. I call you because I want to know. I was just reeling a communication from the institution's official page about a retreat, a strategic, in your words, a strategic retreat you concluded recently. Tell us about it. What does it seek to do? How are we, your customers or your clients or whoever, in any way going to benefit from that kind of retreat? What are now in the middle or the long term?
Yeah, so Clarence, as I said earlier, we are undergoing reforms here at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. So over the last 6 days, Clarence, the management team, along with directors, senior managers, junior managers, converge at the Cape Hotel in Mamba Point here in Monrovia. And the essence of that retreat was to gather the team in a robust planning section that will define clear strategic path forward, a path that focuses on attaining 3 critical and strategic pillars here for the Liberia Electricity Corporation. And this pillar will shape the future of the corporation, making LEC firstly operationally efficient, financially viable, and customer-centric. These were the 3 critical pillars that we're looking forward to. And what will happen, Clarence, from that pillar that we have set the agenda, we will also be ensuring that the attainment of these 3 critical pillars is going to set LEC on the pedestal for the provision of stable, reliable, and affordable electricity for its people. So over the last 6 days, the team gathered, and in a robust planning section where we assess the indicators, the baselines from the assessment conducted by the new management team, looking at how we can improve human capital resources at the Liberia Electricity Corporation, how we can make LEC more operationally efficient and financially viable. So at that retreat, the retreat concluded a 5-year strategic plan from 2025 to 2030. And in that plan is going to ensure that we look at all of the indicators that will path LEC on a pedestal to make it more operational efficient, customer-centric, and financially viable. And what will happen when when these are attained, you will realize that LEC itself will now be looking at how we can provide stable, reliable, and affordable electricity for our people.
In terms of customer-centric, I'm concerned because a lot of times people complain, oh, LEC, when the wire call, it takes 2 months. When people go by the meter, it can come and all these things. What did the retreat focus on? Because you see, when there are things that sometimes you don't need to talk about. For example, the stability in the electricity, the people themselves will say it. What is it about customer-centric? What does the 5-year seek to do in the context of strengthening your customer base or making sure that you serve your customers the way you should?
So on that note, the first thing we are looking at is, as I speak to you right now, many customers complain about meters. So in the metering aspect, the 5-year strategic plan looks at how it's going to be more effective in the provision and connection of meters, how customers will get meters. So as I speak to you, there is a framework agreement for the provision of over 300,000 meters, and the initial supply is currently in country. So we are also looking at how we can reduce the issue of power theft, which is taking about 29% revenue from LEC. We are currently looking at how we are going to institutionalize the anti-power theft team and ensure that we have focused people at every district level. We are also looking at how we're going to open customer centers in every district to ensure that we shorten the space and the distance from customers' interaction. That wherever you are, you don't need to come to the LEC office in Waterside. So we will have.
Oh my word, I need to do this on this line. It is one GSM company against another. So Philip, just remain there. I'm calling you right back using this other line to get to you. Philip, pick up your phone. I'm calling you right back. If the line can be jealous. When you call, you're using one line to call the other guy. You just gotta be. Philip, I'm trying to get back to you right here. LEC Head of Communication, Philip Fadi, is the man who is on the line talking to me about the institution's strategic plan that was concluded recently as a result of a retreat there. Philip, I'm trying to call you back. Just pick up your call. This is the OK Morning Rush, so let's take a break. Let's take a break right here. We'll be right back. Right back. We'll call Philip right back. We'll be right back.
Steps into the light to chase those clouds away. Shine a light on every corner, clear and bright. Transparency's the guiding star.
Okay, we got Philip back now on the line. Yeah, Philip, go ahead.
Yeah, so I said earlier that there are three critical issues we are looking at under the customer-centric. One is metering. Two is ensuring that we are very proactive in customer response where there are emergencies, how our team are very effective in restoring where there are issues of faults. We are also looking at how we're going to reduce power theft under that aspect to ensure that we reduce the issue of losses, commercial and technical losses. So what we are doing right now is that in that strategic plan, it addresses the concern of how we're going to institutionalize power theft, ensuring that we have it at all district level, ensuring that we have customer centers at every district level so that customers will know now that you don't need to come to LEC at Waterside. You can now interact with our customer or agent in your district. The issue of customer concern being proactive would now be addressed at district level. So the strategic plan now is to be submitted to the board of directors, where once it is approved, it's now going to be used as a tool where we can now pass LEC on a path where we can be able to have a stable, affordable electricity for our people.
That's correct, Philip. Finally, before I let you go, because I mean, you gotta go. One of the things a lot of people will complain about, I don't know whether your strategic retreat or your proposal, subject to both approval, consider anything like that, is this issue. And all my questions is going to be focused on customer relationship with the LEC, because for the electricity, yeah, maybe you will do some improvement, but at least it's stable. In recent months, it's been very stable. One of the things people complain about is this issue about people buying meter $150. The other time I was talking to Madam Mary Bro, and she was saying, no, the $150 is not really buying the meter, is for paying for the connection. I mean, did you consider anything like, rethinking and thinking about this issue of $150 US for meter?
Yeah, so like I said, the $150 meters, I would like to say clearly that we don't sell meters here at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. What you pay for is connection fee.
Okay.
So what is happening here, like I said, under the customer-centric perspective, we are going to institutionalize the anti-power theft. So it means that it's going to form part of our operations in terms of our center of working. So what we're going to do, and I spoke of metering, we now have a framework agreement in place for the supply of over 300,000 meters. And the first batch has already landed in country. So as part of that process, we are going to ensure that we measure the issue of the pricing of connection fees.
Okay.
So we're going to stabilize it in the way that what's happening in Grand Cape Mount County is the same happening in Monserrado, is the same happening in Mangibi.
Okay.
So so the strategic plan addressed that concern. And what's going to happen, the people will not only be, experiencing stable electricity, but they're also going to be experiencing what we call customer relation. They're going to experience what we call customer efficiency. So all of these things have been addressed in the strategic plan.
Okay. So the 150 is actually not for the meter, it's for connection, inclusive of the meter and everything. Now, Philip, finally, do you have any hotline for customer? If so, what is it?
Yeah, so we do have two hotline numbers. One is for customers who may want to make inquiry and ask questions, or when there are emergencies. So that number is 4500, and it is toll free. We pay on your behalf. So you can use any GSM, to make your call, and LEC pays on your behalf. That number again is 4500. And to report power theft, we have 4600. And that number, we do not, what we do at the level of power theft is that we keep your information confidential. So once you report any case of power theft, we keep your information confidential. Our team moves in and do our work without, giving out your information. So that number for power theft is 4600.
Philip, I'd like to say thank you so much, except you wanted to say something that we didn't touch.
Oh, yeah. So lastly, I would like to, inform the general public that LEC is currently undergoing reform, and we are doing what we can do to ensure that we reduce the issue of power outages, which of course we are on that path. We are also making operation more efficient and focusing on ensuring that we are very proactive. The new management team, the deputies, and the entire workforce, we are all, energized, and we just want you to give us your patience and your collaboration, that we are on the path to ensuring that we make LEC a corporation that you're going to be proud of. So thank you, Clarence, for giving me this time. I'm actually on the field and under the rain. So I had to
really? That's good. That's good.
Yes, I had to sit somewhere to just quickly, form part of this program.
Thank you so much. Philip Farley there is the head of communication at the Liberia Electricity Corporation. He was talking to us about the institution's 5-year strategic plan they've developed during a recent retreat at the Cape Hotel. That proposal, that the plan, if you like, is subject to approval by the institution's board. He says they are undergoing a lot of reforms under the acting leadership of the acting managing director, Mohammed Molba Sharif there. From the LEC, across over to the LRRC, where Joseph Cooper is as the interim head for administration. We are told the LRRC is doing something. Mr. Cooper, good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence, and good morning to our listening public.
Good morning, Mr. Cooper. How is the LRRC? How is my old man Jackson Pay, by the way?
He's sailing smoothly under the canopy of peace and reconciliation.
That's good. That's good. Generally, before we go to the issue for which I've called you, how is everything there? The workforce and the work you're doing, By the way, have you relocated from somewhere around beyond the executive mansion yet?
Actually, the relocation was done far back last year,
Okay.
by March.
Because I don't see a lot of cars there. That's why I know. Yep.
Yeah, we are not there any longer. We are presently in Tatan on the old road, right behind White Building.
Okay, let's hear you. What are you doing at the moment?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to clarify my role. I'm the Deputy Executive Director for operations at the LRRC.
Okay, not administration. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah, and by the goodwill of my Executive Director and Officer, Honorable Jackson J.P., I am permitted to speak on our activities for today. Today we are conducting a comprehensive stakeholder review of the roadmap for the implementation of the Executive Order 144. In fulfillment of this 144 Executive Order, the LRRC is to liaise with the National Identification Registry, with the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Labor, the LIS, the MIA, which is the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as Central Bank of the Republic of Liberia, and the Ministry of Finance, Development and Planning, the LDA, the Liberia National Police, LAGIS, to be able to implement a smooth and fine operations to include refugees into the national database. So on this note, we developed a draft roadmap where all of these entities are going to be playing major roles in the implementation. So today we'll be discussing your role, the role of CBL, the role of Ministry of Justice, and you can tell me, most of the refugees in Liberia come in contact with the NIS most often, but also as they are being included into the national database with the civil documentation given them, the ID cards, they have to use it at various banking institutions. And central bank that moderates and supervises the operations of all other commercial banks, it behooves us as the entity responsible for refugee affairs in the Republic of Liberia to call them to the table to discuss the issue on how we're moving forward. So that when refugee went at a commercial bank to transact, where he may present his identification card, it should be accorded due respect and the process should go on smoothly.
So how is it going?
Well, it's going fine, even though the rain is falling. All of our participants, majority of our participants are already here. It's about 15 different entities are going to be participating today, and we have two representatives of each of those entities that will be able to conduct the review on the comprehensive roadmap document.
Is it a day's event?
Of course, yes, it is a day event. We will also have a presentation from the UNHCR angle where they'll be presenting the state obligation to refugees. They will be presenting also refugee inclusion and social services support. They'll be presenting the protocols signed by the Republic of Liberia, to be specific, the Geneva 1951 protocol and the OAU 1969 as well as 1967 that gives rights to refugees to live and work in each country that they may be hosted within. That will be presented, and at least our stakeholders will have a broader view of who is a refugee and how a refugee should be treated. As you may know, in the media of recent, the Ministry of Labor has come on serious criticism regarding the presentation of work permits to some foreigners that have raised flag regarding gratis presentation. Refugee also benefits from gratis work permits to each of them. So the presence and participation of the Ministry of Labor in today's exercise will broaden up the scope for a free and smooth operations in preparing the documentation for the work permits and as well as the LRS as we have 269 former Abure refugees that have opted for local integration. We're also in the process as fulfillment to the 144 to give them the resident permits, and this does not make them a Liberian.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Joseph Boy Cooper. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Joseph Boy Cooper is the Deputy Executive Director for Operations at the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission. He says the LRRC has embarked on a process to ensure the rights and freedom of refugees in residing in Liberia gets protected. This is the OK Morning Rush on 99.5. I'm sure Bunk District 7 Representative Foley family. It's District 7, District 1, District 2, District 3, District 4, District 5, 6. Yes, District 7 Representative Foley family. I think he's the chair of the Joint Committee on Concession. After the appearance of Aslo Mental yesterday, he took to his Facebook page, and this is what he posted. He says, today, the Joint Committee on Concessions Compliance Review of the House of Representatives conducted a public hearing on concession agreement between ArcelorMittal Liberia and the government of Liberia. During the hearing, startling revelations emerged, including a disclosure by ArcelorMittal Liberia that the government's share in the company had been reduced from 30% to 15% through a shareholders' resolution. However, the company was unable to provide a copy of the said resolution to validate this claim. In addition, Representative Famula says members of the Joint Committee on Concessions, Labor, Lands, Mines, Energy and Environment raised a number of unresolved questions relating to education support, community development funding, and environmental obligations as stipulated in the concession agreement. Given the number of unanswered questions and the lack of documentation to support several key claims, I'm sure ArcelorMittal made, the Joint Committee resolved, or claims other ArcelorMittal or some members of the committee made, the Joint Committee resolved to keep ArcelorMittal Liberia on oath and mandated the company to return for a continuation of the hearing on Tuesday, July 15, at which time all documents shall be presented. The committee acknowledges the high level of public interest in concession matters and extends its appreciation to all its members and to the management of ArcelorMittal Liberia for their participation. The public will be kept appropriately informed on the outcome of subsequent proceedings. This is Representative Foley family. I'm sure he chairs the Joint Committee on Concession. So ArcelorMittal appeared there. But it seemed there were a lot of unanswered questions, and some of the things that came up, probably the people were not convinced. Members of the committee were not convinced. You heard him there talking about the country's share reducing from 30% to 15%, but ArcelorMittal was unable to give any written evidence to justify that claim, coupled with probably some concerns coming from some of the members of the committee, and so they will appear. They will continue. They gave them up to next week Tuesday, so they are placed on an oath. They will appear again probably, and like Representative Famula said, yes, this is an issue of public interest. That all reason why the public should be interested, because it has to do with resources, it has to do with mining, it has to do with everything. You know, like I said the other day, it's good to give the company the opportunity to appear before you to explain, so we have an appreciation. Now they will appear next week because it seemed as though they could not provide some evidence and some of the things they said. The committee members could not just wrap their heads around. So he said, so they say, you know what? Let these people remain on oath, and they will come back here to us. Probably we are not convinced. This is the morning rush.
Very hard, but you got to be strong if you wanna survive. You could be a rich man, you may be a poor man. We are just the same. One life, one blood. Sometimes it gets so hard for you. You even want to kill yourself. Don't give up.
I play this music this morning to those who think they want to quit, they want to give up. Sometimes it gets so hard for you, you even want to kill yourself. But don't give up.
Keep on trying.
Life doesn't always give you what you want.
Keep on trying.
So if you're sick, admitted at the clinic or in a hospital, keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
You gotta keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Giving up is not an option. And you know, some people pretend they love you when you have, right? When you're down, they laugh at you.
If you've been suffering for so long, and there's nowhere to turn, just take it to the Lord in prayer. He will be on your side,
And you never gonna fall.
you've been led so many times. You've been let down by all your friends. Don't lose your mind. Keep trying so hard.
Some pretend they love you when you high, but when you down, they laugh at you.
Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
As long as there is life, there's gotta be hope. Whoa. Keep on trying,
Forever and ever.
keep on trying. Don't give up, keep on trying.
Bible.
Whoa. Keep on trying, no matter how high it may be. Oh yeah.
There's no easy way.
No matter how high it may be, let's keep on trying. Because you know what? There's no easy way. There's no shortcut. There's no easy way. There's no shortcut to anything. Just gotta keep on trying, no matter how high it may be, man.
I know you're trying so very, very hard, but you got to be strong.
If you wanna suffer,
You could be a rich man, you may be a poor man. We all just the same. One life,
one blood.
sometimes it gets so hard for you.
You even want to kill yourself.
Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. As long as there is life, there's got to be hope.
Whoa. Keep on trying.
One day, keep on trying. It's gonna be better. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. If you've been suffering for so long, and there's nowhere to turn, just take it to the Lord in prayer. He will be on your side.
you're never gonna fall.
You've been hurt so many times. You've been let down by all your friends.
Oh yeah.
Don't lose your mind.
Keep trying so hard. Some pretend they love you when you have, but when you don't, they laugh at you. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. As long there is life, just got to be who.
Oh, oh, oh. Keep on trying forever and ever. Keep on trying.
Don't give up.
Keep on trying. Oh, oh, oh. Keep on trying. No matter how hard it may be. Keep on trying. There's no easy way. Keep on trying.
Oh my word.
You gotta keep on trying. 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 Keep on trying.
Oh, yeah. You see, no matter how hard it may be, just keep on trying. You know, life is like a clock, it turns. And one thing I know, when God is ready to bless you, He doesn't go, He will consult nobody. When God gets ready to bless you, God will not consult anybody. He goes ahead. As a matter of fact, He needs no approval from anybody. And sometimes, just about the time you think all is lost and everybody has forgotten you and God has forgotten you, that's when God comes in. You know. Okay, let's take this one as the final one to get us home today. As we conclude this edition of the show, I like to play these songs, reminding all of us about the present need for unity. In the midst of everything we do, let's realize that we all Liberians. This one is final. Our reporter at the House of Representatives, Caroline Jensen, sends me this. She said, what was shocking yesterday during the hearings was when representatives from the Ministries of Justice and Mines stated that they had no knowledge about the cutoff in the tariff. Eric Baye, good morning. So I'd like to say thanks to all of you, man. This is how I leave you. I'll be back here tomorrow with the Thursday, July 10 edition of the show. Okay, morning rush, always in the morning, getting your day started. This is Fatu Gavler. My name is Piso. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, I'm out of here.